Hello, everyone. This is Chapter 2, Part 2. We're going to be talking a little bit more about plagiarism. The portion of your book that talks about plagiarism can be found on pages 34 to 38. So the official textbook definition of plagiarism is presenting another person's language or ideas as your own. So saying exactly or somewhat what someone else said and saying that you said it instead. So there are three types of plagiarism with two subtypes. So the first type of plagiarism is global plagiarism. So I've drawn some pictures again to help illustrate what I mean. So global plagiarism, as is defined in your book, is stealing a speech entirely from a single source and passing it off as your own. So I've drawn the globe, and basically what you're going to do is control, highlight everything, control copy, control paste, and then change the byline to your name. Don't do that. That is considered global plagiarism and very, very wrong. The second type of plagiarism is patchwork plagiarism. So patchwork plagiarism does require a little bit more effort on your part, but it's still wrong. So the definition of patchwork plagiarism is stealing ideas or languages for 2 or 3 or more sources and passing them off as your own. So think of a patchwork quilt. So where I have a t-shirt quilt. I took out the logos of all of my t-shirts that no longer fit me from when I was a kid, and I sewed them together to make a quilt. I did the work of cutting and sewing, but I didn't make the t-shirts, if that makes sense. So here's the quilt, so these are your sources, and here's what your paper would look like. Don't do that either. The final type of plagiarism is incremental plagiarism. There are two subtypes of incremental plagiarism, but the definition of incremental plagiarism is failing to give credit for particular parts of a speech that are borrowed from another person. So I drew a big oops over here because this is the type of plagiarism that is most often fallen into by accident by students. Everyone, actually. So the two subtypes are quotations. So this is found on page 36. Whenever you quote someone directly, you must attribute the words to that person. So according to this person written in this article on this date, blah, blah, blah. Or blah, blah, blah as stated by this person in this article on this date is how you avoid that. Paraphrasing is the second subtype of incremental plagiarism, and it's a little bit more convoluted. So paraphrasing, as your book states, is to restate or summarize an author's ideas in one's own words. So yes, this is your summary and your version of their idea, but it's not your idea, so you still have to give credit to the person who came up with the original idea, if that makes sense. So you would still use a citation similar to the one that you would use for quotations. So you would summarize what this person said, and then you would say something about how you summarized what that person said in their article of this published on this day, or something similar. I hope that was helpful. This video's password is tiger, as in the wild cat.